Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Cosmos Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, I'm not going to go through all the fib retracements that we've got set up here on the chart, as we've talked about those in every single previous update, so watch those before watching this one just to get more context as to what we're discussing. So taking a look at a support level that we were talking about for a few months now, so it's this level over here. $10.60. If I go back and take a look at this bounce over here, as you can see, we had a bounce from there back in November 2022, and that took us all the way down here in December. We printed a lower low. So we had this low in November, and then we printed a lower low in December. We went down to $8.50. which I personally did not expect. I thought we were going to bounce off the golden ratio one more time, but we did drop just a little lower, and then we had this massive run up. So we had this 78% move to the upside, and then from the local high, we're down 34%. And as you can see, we're retesting this yellow trend line for a couple of times after we've retested it a couple of times after we broke above in January 2023. Particularly, you can see that we had one bounce here in March. So you kind of wicked down below. Then you sort of came to that area once again in April. And then you had another bounce at the end of April. And right now you're coming back down to that area one more time. Now, I do have a feeling that we're just going to be pushed down and we're going to break below and either come to the 1.618 of this smaller fib, or we're going to retrace all the way back to the golden ratio here at the 0.618 fib. So definitely holding this level is going to be important. There is a chance we might see a move to the upside from there. As you can see, we tried holding above this previous resistance. As you can see, we had a bounce off that level there. Then we broke above, tried to hold it as support again, but we did break below again. Then we had another move to the upside. We broke below. So now we're just back testing the yellow resistance trend line over here one more time, and that is pushing us back down. So you're sort of stuck in between this support and resistance level, and at some point a decision has got to be made because there is nowhere to go here. You either get pushed down or to the upside, and I do think with the way the markets are moving right now that it's going to be a move to the downside. So I would be picking up any price below $10 really. Dollar cost average as much as you can. Obviously, that's not a financial advice, but you can, let's say, enter at $10, enter at $9, enter at $8. But if you really want to adhere to the support levels here, then I would be looking at $10.60. That's what I would be targeting, and that's where I would be entering. In all honesty, I am considering entering and dollar cost averaging into Cosmos a bit more. And obviously the golden ratio here sitting at $8.80, that's going to be a massive level for us to hold. We definitely do not want to be losing these two lows here. We do not want to be coming down below that. If for whatever reason that happens, we have a flash crash, we have, another black swan event, we could definitely come back down and at least have a wick down to this yellow support block. So this one is based off of this little trading range that we had in June, July 2022. And if we take a look at the levels here, so it's set between $8 and $7.37. So that is going to be your ultimate support level to hold. Hopefully we're not going to be dropping below that, even though I'd love to get more Cosmos at $5. I just don't want the trend to be completely broken. As long as we're holding this low, to be honest with you, we're all set. we're all set because we're still printing a higher low here. We're all set, but with the next impulsive move to the upside, which is hopefully going to be in September, August, I do want to see this broken. I do want to see this high broken. So I do want to come up all the way above $17.80, break above that, and then retest that as support and just stay above there. That's what I need to see in order to completely be sure that this has been printed as the bear market bottom and we're not going to be retracing down there. So that September low or a September high there needs to be broken. If we take a fib retracement from this low in December 2022 all the way up to that local high in September, we have the 1.618 target sitting at $25.72.5. That's going to be a nice target for us to look forward to in September/August before we have that roll, because I'm expecting a bull trap in that time period in Q3, as we usually tend to see that every single year. Now, let's quickly switch over to the weekly chart. Switching over to the weekly chart, as you can see here, we do have an ascending support trend line. So this purple trend line that you're looking at right now, let me change the color of that and make it a bit thicker. So as you can see, you have been bouncing off this purple trend line since June of 2022. You had the second bounce in December, and right now, quite possibly, we're coming for a third bounce. And that is something that I'm expecting because just, speaking pure mathematics here, it has happened twice already, so there's a good chance that it's going to happen one more time. If it does, you have been warned. We could see another move to the upside from this purple trend line. You can see that with every move, we had a 150% move to the upside. From here, we had a 78% move to the upside. From here, potentially, we could do, we could maybe retrace back to this January high of around about $15. So that could provide you with a nice swing trade if that's what you're looking for. And of course, if you're looking for a long-term entry into Cosmos, that's also a nice level to dollar cost average into. Of course, you can also take a look at this purple, light blue or teal support block here. As you can see, we have been bouncing off of this thing multiple times throughout the past few years. We had a fake out below that in June 2022. We broke above, back tested it as support, and then we had a move to the upside. So right now, we might just come back down and retest that one more time, print a very nice double bottom pattern. That would be a perfect scenario in my opinion. If we manage to bounce off of that, we could be looking at a very nice double bottom pattern here. So from the top of the neckline, we could potentially be looking at $21, which is also a good level for us to target since that is the local low we printed back in December of 2021. So it all sort of comes in together and plays together very well with all these targets and support levels. So I wouldn't be too worried about Cosmos not making it into the bull market, because this is definitely a very strong project. If you haven't researched Cosmos, Adam, I'm very bullish on its ecosystem and the projects in the ecosystem. So definitely look into Cosmos. I think this is going to be, this is definitely going to do a 10x from here for sure. But I do think a 20x, 25, 30x is still possible, even though this is a higher cap altcoin. Taking a look at the RSI on the weekly, you can see that we're also in a symmetrical triangle here. So we are printing lower highs and we're printing higher lows. So at some point you're going to get stuck in this little apex, and you're going to probably see a break to the upside if we're going to see a bullish narrative being pushed in September/August. We might have some sort of news coming out that will drive the markets to the upside. So this also does make a lot of sense. And obviously, there's also the potential of a breakdown. At that point, you can just start targeting some of these lows and enter based on those lows. But it does look like we might see a nice breakout at the end of this year and have a nice move to the upside before we eventually roll, have that last pullback before the bull market, and then we enter 2024 with high hopes, of course, and then roll into 2025 with the bull market in full throttle mode. Taking a look at the weekly stochastic, we're also in the bottom here, sitting below the RSI level of 20 or the index of 20. And the last time we did that was all the way back here in December, and before that all the way back here in April and July, from April till July of 2022. So this is definitely a good spot to be dollar cost averaging. Now, that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover for Cosmos Atom. If I missed out anything, please let me know down below in the comment section, and let me know what are your long-term targets for this token. I'm going to see you in the next update. Take care and goodbye.